Elena's dress dropped in the studio, exposing the plum-shaped birthmark Charles had spent years searching for. Before she could flee, the billionaire pulled her into a private room, locked his eyes on her chest, and said he was Charles Luke. But why did that mark matter so much? You didn't fasten your seatbelt, Charles said softly, a low murmur vibrating near her ear. His hand reached across her, his fingers brushing lightly against her arm as he pulled the strap down. With a soft click, the buckle locked into place. Charles pulled back, his eyes twinkling with a calm, amused smirk. Did you think I was going to do something else? Elena felt her face instantly burning up. She quickly turned her head toward the window, her voice tight and defensive. No, I didn't think anything. From the back seat, Winnie and Selene were practically vibrating with excitement. Winnie leaned forward, digging her fingers into the back of Elena's seat. Oh my God, Elena, you're blushing. Mr. Luke, you are absolutely the most considerate man on the planet. Just doing my duty, Charles replied smoothly. He started the engine, his expression steady and composed as he steered the car away from the university gates. I've already booked a private room at the Grand Pavilion. The lawyer I mentioned will meet us there. The Grand Pavilion, Selene gasped, clutching Winnie's arm. That's the top-tier private estate restaurant in the city. Mr. Luke, you really didn't have to go to such lengths for us. Any friend of Elena's is a guest of mine, Charles said, his voice deep and reassuring. Elena clutched her dress tightly, staring hard at the passing trees. I still think a lawyer is unnecessary. It was just a stupid post on a forum. Maggie is already in custody anyway. It is necessary, Charles countered calmly, not taking his eyes off the road. She didn't just post a rumor, Elena. She actively destroyed property to humiliate you. If people learn they can target you without consequences, they will do it again. I won't allow that. The sheer weight of his words left the backseat dead silent. Winnie and Selene exchanged wide-eyed looks of pure adoration. While Elena's throat went dry, she shifted uncomfortably in her seat, unable to find a comeback. The car arrived at the Grand Pavilion, a sprawling, traditional courtyard estate hidden behind massive stone walls. A manager in a pristine suit immediately stepped forward, bowing low the moment Charles stepped out. Mr. Luke, everything is prepared in the bamboo pavilion. Master Dominic is already inside waiting for you, the manager said respectfully. Charles nodded, walking around to open Elena's door. As she stepped out, he naturally placed his hand on the small of her back, guiding her forward. Elena stiffened, trying to take a step away, but Charles kept his pace matched perfectly to hers, completely unbothered by her resistance. Inside the private room, a middle-aged man in a sharp, grey three-piece suit stood up immediately. Charles, the man greeted, before turning his sharp eyes toward Elena. And this must be Miss Hayes. I am Dominic Vance. Winnie gripped Selene's hand so hard her knuckles turned white. She whispered in a frantic hiss, Dominic Vance, the legendary senior partner of Vance & Associates, the guy who hasn't lost a corporate defamation case in 15 years. Sit down, please, Charles said, pulling out a chair for Elena before taking the one right next to her. Dominic adjusted his glasses, opening a sleek leather folder on the mahogany table. I've already reviewed the evidence provided by Loot Group's security team. The surveillance footage clearly shows the suspect, Maggie Lee, tampering with the zipper mechanism of the wardrobe dress prior to the audition. Combined with the digital footprint of the journalism student who published the slandered content, we have a textbook case of malicious intent and severe character defamation. Elena looked at the thick stack of legal documents. Stunned. You gathered all of this since yesterday. My team works efficiently when instructed, Charles said, pouring a cup of warm tea and placing it directly in front of her. Miss Hayes, Dominic continued, his tone clinical and absolute. With the evidence we possess, the journalism student will likely settle immediately to avoid expulsion and criminal record. As for Maggie Lee, she is facing charges of intentional destruction of high-value property and criminal harassment. I can guarantee a minimum sentence that will ensure she does not bother you for the remainder of your academic year. See? Elena, Winnie chimed in, completely abandoning her previous hesitation. I told you karma is a BH. You have to sign whatever Mr. Vance gives you. I just didn't expect it to become this big, Elena murmured, looking down at her tea. Charles leaned in slightly, his voice dropping to a private, softer register. It becomes exactly as big as it needs to be to protect you. Don't worry about the costs or the logistics. Dominic handles everything. Elena looked up, meeting his deep, intense gaze. The sheer certainty in his eyes made her heart skip an erratic beat. She quickly looked away, clearing her throat. Thank you, Mr. Vance. I appreciate your help. It is my pleasure, Miss Hayes, Dominic replied, closing his folder with a satisfying snap. I will have the formal paperwork sent to your email by this evening. Charles, if there is nothing else, I shall take my leave to handle the filings. Thank you, Dominic, Charles said, shaking the lawyer's hand. Once Dominic left the room, the waiters began serving an array of exquisite, high-end dishes. Winnie and Celine immediately lost all restraint, diving into the food while peppering Charles with questions about his business and lifestyle. Charles answered them with effortless charm, maintaining the perfect persona of a mature, generous gentleman, all while quietly shifting the best portions of food onto Elena's plate. By the time lunch concluded, Winnie and Celine were practically comatose from a combination of luxury food and starstruck exhaustion. As they walked back to the car, Charles's phone rang. He checked the screen, his eyebrows drawing together slightly. He pressed the answer button, his voice instantly turning cold. Zach, Charles. Zach's voice exploded loudly enough from the receiver that even Elena caught a faint sound of it. You absolute devil. Grandfather Wilson just locked me out of my personal accounts because of what you told him. You really went through with it. I told you not to provoke her, Charles said calmly, his expression entirely unruffled. Consider this a temporary restriction until you learn proper boundaries. You're doing this over a little girl. Zach yelled, exasperated. Fine. You win. I'm staying away from your precious future wife. Just get the old man off my back. Charles cut the call without another word, sliding the phone back into his pocket. He turned to Elena, his face instantly softening into a warm, gentle expression. A minor business interruption. Let's get you back to campus. The drive back was quiet, the heavy luxury of the meal keeping the backseat silent. When the car finally pulled up to the same inconspicuous corner near the dormitories, Winnie and Celine scrambled out first, waving happily. Thank you so much, Mr. Luke. You are officially our favorite person. Elena unbuckled her seatbelt, turning to look at Charles. Thank you for today. Truly. For the lawyer. And for everything. Charles didn't let go of the steering wheel, but his eyes locked onto hers with a sudden, intense seriousness. Elena, yes, the surrogacy competition has been officially cancelled, he said softly, his voice carrying a weight that filled the entire front cabin. Elena blinked, surprised. I heard about that this morning. Why did you cancel it? Winnie said you spent millions on the preliminary rounds. The corners of Charles's mouth tilted upward into a slow, devastatingly handsome smile. He leaned across the center console, bringing his face close enough that she could feel the faint warmth of his breath against her cheek. Because the only reason I started that ridiculous selection was to find the girl with the unique plum birthmark, Charles whispered, his gaze dropping to her chest before rising back to meet her wide, shocked eyes. Now that I've found her, there's no need for anyone else to apply. Elena's heart hammered violently against her ribs. She scrambled backward, pushing the passenger door open in a blind panic. You're crazy. She sprinted out of the car, her heels clicking rapidly against the pavement as she dashed toward the safety of the dormitory building. Charles watched her retreating figure through the windshield, his fingers lightly tapping against the leather steering wheel. The terrified, flushed look on her face wasn't disgust, it was panic. And it meant she was finally feeling the exact same pull he was. He leaned back against his seat, a soft, victorious chuckle escaping his lips as he started the engine to drive away.